good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Nidhi Taneja. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 2nd of December. Thick fog engulfs northern India, affects transportation. Privately owned public transport services go on strike in Sri Lanka, thousands stranded. And now for all the details. Heavy fog in New Delhi and North Indian provinces on Friday disrupted traffic movement on roads. Delayed flights and trains also caused inconvenience to commuters.
India's national capital New Delhi woke up to heavy fog on Friday, slowing down the pace of life with disruptive traffic movement on roads, delayed flights and trains. Visibility was reduced to below 50 meters and at least 70 northbound trains from Delhi were delayed by the fog. Stranded passengers in holy city of Varanasi in northern Uttar Pradesh province sat waiting at the railway station as poor visibility delayed trains.
हमको लखनऊ जाना है, अभी हमारी ट्रेन का अनाउंसमेंट नहीं हुआ कि कब तक आएगी और कुछ पता नहीं है कि कब तक आएगी, हम इंतजार ही कर रहे हैं.
Neighbouring Allahabad city was also blanketed by dense fog. Motorists were forced to switch on their headlights amid low visibility and traffic crawled on roads. Residents and school students wrapped themselves in layers of clothing as the fog led to a sudden dip in temperature. The meteorological department had recently said the fog is expected to last another 6 days and will cover the capital city, New Delhi, northern provinces of Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and eastern West Bengal.
Staying on news from India, Cyclone Nada on Friday weakened into a deep depression and passed peacefully through the Karaikal coastal district in India's southern Puducherry. Disaster response forces are all prepared to face any untoward incidents.
Cyclone Nada moved westwards from 1 to 7 a.m. local time with a speed of about 6.2 miles per hour on Friday. It then crossed north-southern Tamil Nadu province's coast near Nagapattinam town between 4 to 5 a.m. local time. Indian Meteorological Department has said that there will be light to moderate rainfall in the next 24 hours in Tamil Nadu province and other coastal areas, along with the former French colony of Puducherry. The authorities are monitoring the situation and multiple teams of National Disaster Response Force and State Disaster Response Force have been put on standby in various parts of Tamil Nadu.
We have identified and we have strengthened that 41 cyclone relief centers and the multi-purpose evacuation centers. And we have positioned the persons and all materials were there, and we have started the cooking part of it also.
Residents of Kudalore, which lies 23 kilometers off Puducherry, were happy that Nada depression has palmed out, though it will affect the area.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan. Afghan security forces have arrested a man for allegedly posing as a representative of the Afghanistan National Security Council in northern Balkh province. A report.
Top Afghan military commander General Mohammad Katwazi said that security forces have arrested a man who allegedly posed as a representative of the Afghanistan National Security Council or NSC on Thursday. The man was detained at Maulana Jalaluddin Balkhi Airport in the Mazar-e-Sharif city of the northern Balkh province. An investigation has been launched to determine the motive and identity of the man. The impostor, during a preliminary interrogation, is said to have revealed that he had met a number of local officials in Baglan province, where he praised them for their outstanding performance. The man is said to have initially travelled to Mazar-e-Sharif, during which he was provided 2 helicopters by army officials. He then travelled to Baglan to meet with security forces. Meanwhile, some Afghan political and security commentators have said that the infiltration by the impostor was a matter of shame to the security institutions. The detention comes a week after hackers known as Hazaristan Cyber Army launched a cyber attack on the websites of the National Security Council and took control of the site for a few hours.
Moving on, the federal government in Islamabad continues to neglect the illegally occupied region of Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The funds for development schemes and projects in the region remain a meager sum. Pakistan's major political party, Jamaat-e-Islami's leader, recently spoke about the reality of the region where people are fighting for their fundamental rights on a daily basis.
आजाद कश्मीर के जो डेवलपमेंट फंड है, तरक्याती फंड, वो आपके पिंडी के एक नाले लई से भी कम है। 12 अरब रुपया एक बहुत बड़े इलाके का तरक्याती बजट है। अब मुझे बताएं।
In news from Sri Lanka, privately owned transport unions launched a continuous strike to demand removal of the newly increased motor traffic fine by the government. Large crowds could be seen at railway stations and bus stands as people were forced to turn to public transport.
Thousands were left stranded across Sri Lanka on Friday as privately owned public transport services went on strike to protest against the government's decision to raise the price of traffic fines. The government last week announced a price increase for fines on 7 different traffic offences to $167. These include speeding, drunk driving, driving without a license, driving without a vehicle insurance, overtaking from the left, allowing someone to drive without a driving license, and driving illegally through a railway crossing. Private transport providers agree with only a few offences, which local authorities say are responsible for the most serious and fatal accidents. In Colombo, only government-run buses and tuk-tuks were seen on the road.
අද දින අපේ වර්ධනය ඉතාමත්ම සාර්ථකත්වයට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මොකද දුර සේවා බස් රථ වගේම කෙටි දුර ධාවන මේ බස් රථද ධාවනයෙන් ඉවත් වෙලා මේකට සම්පූර්ණ සහයෝගය ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. මොකද මේ අපිට රජය විසින් පනවපු අධික දඩමුදල් හේතුවෙන්.
Most of the estimated 20,000 private buses appeared to be off the roads on Friday morning. Private school transport services also joined the strike on the last school day of the year. However, large numbers of the estimated 1 million tuk-tuk taxis were seen on the roads, providing people some relief despite some drivers' disagreement with the new fines.
Moving on to news from Nepal. The Nepal government, which registered an amendment bill in the parliament early this week, has failed to get support of the agitating Madhesi parties. Madhesi leaders say that the proposed amendment still fails to fulfill their interests.
In a meeting between Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal and the leaders of the Madhesi Forum, the government failed to break the ice with the agitating parties. While Prime Minister Dahal is said to have requested the Madhesi Front to accept the amendment and go ahead with the local polls, Madhesi leaders denied support to the bill unless their demands were addressed.
जुन संविधान संशोधनको प्रस्ताव दर्ता गराएको छ यसको खास गरिकन के को लागि संशोधन चाहियो भन्दाखेरि मधेसी आदिवासी जनजाति दलित थारू मुस्लिम खस महिला लगायतका समुदायहरूले उठाउँदै आएको राष्ट्रिय सवालहरूलाई समस्याहरूलाई यो संविधानले सम्बोधन गरेको छैन त्यसलाई संशोधन गरेर सम्बोधन गर्नका लागि संशोधनको आवश्यकता छ। एक दोस्रो चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि संविधानमा रहेका त्रुटिहरू विकृतिहरू कमी कमजोरीहरूलाई सच्याउनका लागि संशोधनको आवश्यकता हो। यी दुई कुराका लागि अहिले आएको प्रस्तावले यी दुवै कुरालाई सम्बोधन गर्न सकेन।
The Madhesi parties also asserted that there was no question of going to polls until their demands were met, further stressing the political deadlock. Nepal's new government led by Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal came to power in August after promising to address the Madhesi issue. However, no breakthrough has been achieved so far.
The wedding season in India is on. It's the time when people splurge sartorial and jewelry fancy. Fashion designers in India gave a preview of the fashion trends this season. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Thick fog engulfs northern India, affects transportation. Privately owned public transport services go on strike in Sri Lanka, thousands stranded. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.